Hello everyone, welcome back to All Things Cinema podcast, and this is Keshav, joined by Farad from Popcorn Reviews, and we are thankful to you if you have taken out time to join us and participate in this deep dive discussion podcast for the Malayalam film Dear Friend. It came a little while ago, and I was not really active at that time on my channel, so I missed the movie back then. But then, Farad and I thought that it's a different sort of a movie, and it deserves a video. And so here we are talking about the film, and I know that it's the kind of film that can really divide the audience, especially based on the ending that it's got. That's why I've put ending explained in the title itself. So there's a lot to talk about, and before that, let's welcome Farad on the channel after so long. I think the last video you came for was Janagana Mana,
Yeah.
and the video literally blew away. It's around 60,000, probably the
Oh, wow.
highest watched video on the channel. So
Awesome.
this is probably you bringing the luck back again. So
No, it is all your hard work. I have been watching your videos also, Keshav. It's just that I was busy with my own channel, Popcorn
yeah,
Reviews, with the same name, double S, on Facebook, on YouTube. So that is why. But then, we should, once in a way, we should also create a video. So yeah, it'll be great fun.
yeah, absolutely, and that's one of the reasons today. So when I had put in the community section that we'll be doing this tonight with Farad. So I think there was a comment by somebody who said, "Hey, good to have Farad back. Like it's been so long." So people were actually waiting for you to be back. So so now you had seen the film earlier. I saw it today to prepare for the podcast, and you had seen it earlier. And did you cover it on your channel as well and your website?
I have on my website as well as on my channel, the YouTube channel. I have created a video also on that, and we'll be elaborating on that. So, if you, so my video that I have created is just, I think, a 5-7 minute video that is there, but we are going to be talking in a lot detail today. So,
Yeah,
because I think this is one film that it has so many layers, and as you said, the ending, I think that has rather already divided the audience. So, just to put it out there, why that ending was like that, we'll be discussing that.
yeah, absolutely. Because until the end comes, I think it's one of those friendships movies which we have seen before as well. There's so many films where there's a close group of friends, and then something goes wrong, and but this what differentiates or separates this film from others is the climax or anti-climax, as I would say, because everybody expected some sort of an answer, right? Because just like Tovino's friends, every one of us as an audience had so many questions. Just like they had the questions, we wanted explanation, we wanted answer. And just when when the crescendo is built up and you're reaching towards that sort of visual or cinematic orgasm, suddenly suddenly you're left wanting for more, and so that can either make a movie or break a movie, right? That's why I said divided sort of audience verdict on how they treated the climax. So on which side were you? Were you on the side that okay, maybe this probably they lost their way, or they just had this much material to work upon, they didn't themselves had any ending planned as such, or did you think that this is very practical, these kind of things happen in real life? Because there can be people from whose lives a friend has just disappeared and there never was an answer, so this can be relatable to those people.
Absolutely. I'm on the second side. And I think it is a layered answer that I want to give. Like, I can share my experience. The first time that I remember watching it on a Sunday, the Sunday that the movie had premiered on Netflix, and I had to finish off the review as well as the video. So I happened to watch it on that Sunday. And I remember the ending that it had come out of nowhere. So I was pondering about what did it want to say. It was surely trying to say something. I mean,
Yeah.
normally the Malayalam films are such, and this is why I think I can speak on behalf of Keshav, you as well, that our love for Malayalam cinema is because they are gutsy and they give a
Yeah.
very different take or a different ending also. It's a very brave ending. You wouldn't see such ending generally. You would want a happy ending or at least a closure.
Yeah.
But I was pondering, and as you also said, and I've also explained the same on my YouTube channel video as well as on my reviews on my Chat Popcorn reviews, that um, the film that is there, it would be I would be lying if I say it's not personal, and I feel it would be personal to everyone, considering that at some point of our life we would also have lost that one friend who was our best friend at a particular time frame. Like it would be in college or school or at a workplace or even otherwise. Like there would be that one friend who is more special than the others, and whom we call as a best friend, or something more than a best friend, can be anything. But when that person is not with you currently in today's times, then it does hurt you. And at times you also do not get that kind of a closure in life, that you do
Yeah.
question as to why that person isn't with you. But then ifs and buts cannot be a part of your life, right? So I think that is what exactly the crux of the ending was, that it wanted, I think the director wanted to leave a bit of a void inside you, and make you curious as to what happened. Why did he leave them all of a sudden? Why did they not seek an explanation? Why did he not give an explanation? All of that. So that void was there, which he wanted to keep it open to make you feel a bit empty at the end. I remember I felt empty. So,
Okay.
yeah. And
So
I'm
there's a
getting comments here, by the way.
yeah, yeah, I saw that.
And I
It,
just have, and Keshav, I think we should do a video about this also. I'll tell you why, because I've reviewed this film on my site, Popcorn Reviews, and I've just put out a video on that a
okay.
little before that. My Wi Fi unfortunately wasn't working, which is why the video went out late. But I have created on my channel. I think we should also be doing that. I think this is one film that Keshav you cannot miss. It is one of the most
Okay.
brilliant Malayalam films I've seen this year.
So when did this one come?
It came out today, and it is on Sony Live. It came out today, and it is a very limited release. I mean, it wasn't very popular, you can say, but of the topic, I think now that I've watched it on hindsight, I think we should definitely go and make a video maybe next week or something.
Not next week. If it came today and if it's that good that people are asking, maybe on the weekend we could probably do something about it. But
We'll try.
thank you, Shash and Ashish, for recommending that film to us. We'll definitely do something about it. So coming back to the topic now, as you said that there can be people like that who can just disappear. Does that in a way make uh, Tomino's character a bit negative or gray shade? Because like he would make excuse of his mother's death, and then at the end he shows the tattoo and say it works every time. So a good person won't do that, right? So does that make him a villain?
I mean, to be fair, this particular character was such that it was full of perspectives. I mean, uh, it depends on which perspective you want to look at that character. If you want to look at it from the friend's point of view, who had, I think, Darshana and Arjun, both the Arjuns were there, and Basil. So if you look at them from their perspective, then I think it would be wrong. I mean, it was wrong for them, for someone to just get up and leave one day, especially with the camaraderie and the bond that they had.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you look at his own life, I think in his life, he was also, should we give out the spoiler? He was anyway helping out a friend. Yeah. So in that case, it would be right on his part, but it would be wrong on that. It was full of perspectives. It was such a layered kind of a screenplay and layered kind of a character, basically, that it was gray on one side, but not so gray on the side if you choose to look at it from the other side.
Yeah. So see, he also gave 2 lakhs to Basil's character, right? Because he needed that. So there was some good heart involved as well. But at the
Absolutely
same time, you do wonder that if he spent 2 years with them, 2 years is a long time to invest in friendships and to be with somebody and win somebody's trust. So if he did that, and same with Srinath, when he was in Bombay and his
yeah,
mother was sick, so he was helping out his mother as well. So there's a lot of good in him, but at the same time there is that evil side as well. And
correct.
see, on a very philosophical level, if we talk, there's good and evil in every human being, but here it comes to the fore and it gets magnified, because at the end when they go and see him, his whole persona is changed, his body language is so different, he looks different, and it doesn't really feel like the same person they all were friends with, right? So was that like, do you think the character was deliberately written like that by the filmmakers to sort of c- create this conundrum in audience's mind, or do you think it he acted it out so well that we have this question in front of
I
us?
think I think no doubt he acted well also. Tovino did a spectacular job, But I think this character must have been written on paper as well. I don't think it would just be the performance and not the uh, not the writing. You can say the writing. I think was also crucial element here, considering the way they started. They shared their bond. It was like the audience. So basically, when you talk a perspective, Keshav, the audience were in the first half, especially looking at the film from the friend's perspective only. So of
Yeah.
course, when that twist had happened, when he left all of a sudden, and it left you with many questions. That is when I think the thrill mode got introduced in the film as well, out of nowhere again. So that I think was showing one side of the story, and the second half was showing the other. So it was most definitely the writing that was on paper, to show both sides of it and for you to judge, and to not necessarily look at it like black and white, but mostly look at it like gray. Probably is what I tell.
So if I ask you or people who are watching, was the film misunderstood by people, or was Tovino's character and the ending misunderstood by the people?
So if you are to ask me, currently, the situation is such for the reviewers that everyone wishes to put out their views as soon as possible, as soon as the film ends for them. So in this case, I don't know, I wouldn't want to pinpoint anyone, but the general consensus that I get, not only for this film, for any film, is that people don't want to ponder over what exactly the film is trying to say, if it is such a film. If it's like, say, a Hero Panti to a Satyam Vijay, you don't need to apply too much brain, it is bad. But for films like this, you need to ponder and think about what it was actually trying to communicate. Am I looking at it just from one side of the story, one angle only, or am I looking at it from a holistic point of view? So this requires some time. I mean, I remember after having watched this film, I didn't sit to write for like 1 hour. I just wanted to absorb as to what it wanted to say, and I don't do it with all films. I should tell you that as well. It differs from film to film, but this requires that time to just sink into the drama and not directly put your thoughts. Because if you're going to put your thoughts, you're going to miss out on those points that are there. Is what I feel. So probably in the trade between putting your opinion out and pondering, I think the movie was lost in translation for some people. I feel this is my humble opinion. I might be wrong as well, but this is my interpretation of what may have happened.
So see, now it's been a month or something since you watched it and you had put your review. So now you're discussing the film after that much of a gap.
Correct.
Has anything changed for you about the film? Like, you had more time to ponder, and now today, when you knew that we had this podcast, you must have gathered your thoughts around again. So has anything felt different now talking about the film again?
No, I think I was pretty crystal clear even a month back when I was creating my own video. I think I was very crystal clear about what thoughts I felt about the film, and I resonate with the same thoughts even today. I feel and I had said this in my review as well, that it was almost like it started off like a Dil Chahta, like that
Yeah.
same vibe in terms of vibe. I'm saying, not the story, but in terms of vibe, it was like that friendship thing. It was that camaraderie that was there. That um, opening sequence that was there. That birthday sequence. I think
Yeah.
that told us
And
so many things about the
I thought
relationship between the characters.
that was
Yeah.
also such a great throwback to Minnal Murli because Basil is the director and they're making Tomino as a superhero and he's doing all
Yeah.
those things. So I
It
felt it
was a
was
meta
like,
reference. Yeah, it
yeah.
may have been a meta reference.
So
Yeah,
it,
that's
it
well.
felt really cool. But other than that, just talking about now the different departments of the film, I really liked the music. Justin Verghese, who did Joji as well. Some of the scores that he has produced for this film were so amazingly done. And who
So,
yeah,
so can I ask you this, since you are the best person to talk about music, taking it
yeah.
one step forward, do you think the music in itself would be able to tell you the mood of the film in the way each songs came along in the screenplay? Like, do you think that way? Do you think it was in sync, or do you think it? If I just had, for example, if I just had to listen to the soundtrack, would I still get the consensus about the film, not taking into account the ending because the ending came out of nowhere. But generally, the film, I would say, the general gist of
The-
the film.
I think it applies to any film, and so if you're talking about a background score of a film, right? So now recently they released the whole jukebox, the background score of Vikram. Okay,
Mm.
so if you just hear the audio without visuals, you just play that, right? And every track has a title to it. So the title tells you a lot, and once you see the title and listen to what's playing, that can actually take you to a world. So same way here in Dear Friend, like the kind of score that Justin has done, it has those sort of elements where where you can imagine, yes, there's something has gone wrong, or something is off with the group, because the camaraderie which was there in the first half of the film among them, that eventually gets lost, and the good thing is it doesn't happen all of a sudden. They keep giving you a little bit of hints, like when he mixes alcohol in his drink and he suddenly just goes off like that. So and then there was another couple of incidents like that. So I think with the performances, with the music, or with the screenplay, everything is building up towards that climax slowly, and that's why people were so engrossed in the film watching it till the end, because everyone was expecting, okay, finally we are here, we need answers. And then when they see him coming out of that car and just walking there, so I literally like sort of I consciously sat on the edge of my seat to pay a little bit more attention, that I want to know what's going to happen here. And then when suddenly this happens, I pause the film. That's one advantage of watching OTT stuff, right? You can pause and go back and just take a couple
Yeah,
of minutes and play it again. And I was like, okay, I after that point, I really wanted to talk to you on the podcast even more, because you had seen the film long back, and I wanted to see people's reaction to it. Although I'm surprised that the comments have not at all about this film so far. But maybe people saw it long back and they have forgotten or anything. But yeah,
can
so
I ask you one question more regarding
yeah, yeah,
the ending, if you're there? So,
yeah.
what? So, what were your thoughts? I mean, did you, in terms of expectations, before it got to that point, that did you expect it would be a happy ending, or did you expect it to be a negative ending? As a result, it turned out it was neither. It was an open ending. So then, what were your expectations going towards the end? I mean, do you have those
I
ideas?
I I did expect a dark sort of an ending. Like I thought that he is, after all, a great character, and there would be some sort of going into flashback that what he did, or that whole 70 lakh thing might be decoded a bit more. So I was expecting some sort of a explanation, but so see, that's the thing. Like, when you expect something else and you get something else, so it can either disappoint you or it can surprise you. But in this case, as I said, it was an open ending, and I've just an hour back I finished watching the film, so I still am not able to interpret properly. So maybe, as you said, some films deserve to be taken a bit more time to come to terms with and deal with what happened. Like, for example, October was one such film. After it ends, it stayed with me for a while, and I wanted to really soak in those thoughts. And so probably this is also one of those kind of open endings where you can uh, where you should not come to a conclusion all of a sudden. I think that's the best way of explaining this ending.
Correct. Perfectly said. Yeah.
Yeah. Meldin and Prasad, they said Farad saw it. So I think they are again talking about that film only.
Yes.
Avasa,
Awesome.
Avasa View.
You
Yeah.
Like a tongue twister.
I think they have come from your channel. Is it? Is it like?
I would reckon that if you guys are still watching the video, let us know in the comments, live comments.
Yeah. Yes. So talking about performances, like we touched upon Tovino's performance, which is pretty good. The change of character, but other people, like I was really pleasantly surprised by Basil. I know he's done a few films before as well, but Basil is as good as a director, and he's also he did that role so effortlessly. I mean, it looked like he was actually that guy.
Yeah, and I also would like to mention the performance of Darshan. I think it was a wonderful performance by Darshan. I think it had a layered character to her. Like she started off, she was the only one you can say who was slightly more closer in terms of friendship with Tovino's character, although she had a love angle within the group as well. But it was Tovino's character who took that call of going to a house with to persuade a father. So you could understand that kind of a bond that she had with Tovino. I think she was the one who was closest to in terms of friendship with Tovino's character, and that in the second half hit her the most. I feel in terms of the expressions that she had, and especially the ending. I mean, I'll never forget that look on her face when she was confronting him, and then when he did not give any answers and said, "I don't need to give any explanation to you." Something on those lines he had said, and that look on her face, I think I'll never forget that look. I think it was just one of those magical moments I can say in cinema that where the lines between real and real just blur, and that is when the drama got real. For me, that it just struck me that how many friends I may have lost. I was
Did do
that
you think
character.
she felt betrayed in a way?
I think all of them felt betrayed, but I think that because she was the closest to him in the whole group, uh, and you can also make out who was the furthest. I think Arjun Radhakrishnan, the character that he played, he was the furthest to him, which is why he didn't even come to meet him
Yeah.
after even them coming to know. So
And
these are the
ironically,
people. Yeah,
he was the first one to meet him and go and introduce him to the group.
yeah, exactly. He was the one who introduced them into the group. So I think that was something that, and that pain that was there on her face. I mean, that was incredibly heart wrenching. Also at the end, that pain of like, and she would, and if I had to just further interpret the ending, just to take a step ahead of what if, suppose if you would have even apologized and the group would not have accepted him again, she would still have accepted him, I feel. She was the one who would still have given him a chance and, said, okay, fine, no problem, we can start afresh again. So she was willing to do that as well. So I think it was a special character and you needed a skilled actor in her place. I think all of them are skilled in Malayalam cinema. Hard to pick which one should have, but I think Darshana did a spectacular
And
job.
And again, just a couple of days ago, I was on a stream with Ashmita, and we were discussing Malin Kunja, and we touched upon Jafar Idiki, like how he is in every film, every
Yeah,
second film. He's in here too. I mean,
yeah,
he's
yes,
for just for a little cameo. But these, veteran actors, and just they come for a couple of scenes and they leave their mark.
exactly.
Just that one, as you talked about Darshana's expression, her father's expression when he's waiting outside the college
Yeah,
and just says his line, and that wry smile at the end and goes away from there. So
absolutely. It was a very calm character. I think it was a calm character, which was also spoke a lot in limited words. I think. It
yeah,
was
I also I was actually expecting some sort of resolve in between their relationship also, which they left unanswered. So okay, Sharsh is giving like TMI is happening here. He's giving a lot of information about his personal life that he also walks away. So guys, if you are Sharsh's friend, and if he walks away from your life at some point of time, you don't have to worry about it because he's admitting he's like that. Uh, Darshana totally deserves her own title song, which she got in rhythm. Well,
one of my
that's like,
favorite songs. Yeah, one of my
yeah,
favorite songs.
that comes out of true love, and just a little bit of personal advertising, like my other channel where I make music. So these days I'm working on my first album, and the album is called Aparna. So I had my own Darshana in Aparna,
Oh,
and
oh,
I
oh,
have
oh.
titled the song and album on her name. So yeah, these things happen when the artist is in love. But anyway, thank you, Farad. It was lovely catching up with you again. I had another stream at around 10:30, so because we planned 9:15 earlier, so it could have been a longer one. But for now, I might have to end this.
Unfortunately, my Wi-Fi is to blame for that. My Wi-Fi just didn't support me today, and that's
No,
why my
no, no,
signal
no.
did
But
not move. So,
we'll do another one. We'll do the our some Vyuham in a couple of days if time avails us, and as people also want us to do it. So I'm looking forward to watch that film because it's coming highly recommended from you and everyone in the comments. So and I think people are done with Dear Friend because
and
the viewership is low. So I can understand people have not come to watch this video, so they're probably done with it.
just one thing before we drop off that if you're going into this film that is Avasa Vyuham, don't read anything about it. Just go into the film blind. Don't even watch the trailer. I can just say
Okay.
that this film has won the best screenplay at the Kerala State Awards. So that says a
Okay.
lot. That is the only information you need to know. Just go into the film blind. You'll enjoy it even more.
Okay.
And just
Well,
stick to the first 10 minutes. Okay, you'll have to go through those 10 minutes, but yeah, the rest we can discuss it in another video.
yeah, no, no, I understand why you're saying that because that's what happened when I went for Malyan Kunj. I hadn't read about the film or done any research. I just knew that it was kind of a survival drama. And when I went in, I was surprised to an extent. And for me, it is the best Malayalam film of the year so far. You haven't watched it, right?
No, I just missed the theatrical, so
Yeah.
I'll have to go for the OTT. Yeah.
So I will wait for it to come and for you to watch, and then I'll ask you whether you also agree with me or not on that part. But for now, the film which you just saw and reviewed, is that the best Malayalam film for you so far this year?
Yes, on par with I think Pada, right? Yeah, on par
Pada,
with
Janagana Mana, Hridayam, all
Janagamana is
these.
a notch lower than that, but Pada and especially this is something I've never seen something like this, So that is something enough. Pada still, I feel that such movies are being made. I have seen such similar type of films like Nayat 2 last year, famous on your channel. I still get comments, love affair of Farhad with Nayat 2 continues. So yeah, but this is something that is totally different. Totally different. I mean, I haven't seen such kind of a film, not even in Malayalam cinema, but in Indian cinema. So
That
I'll
is
leave it there.
that is appraisal of the highest level. So I cannot wait to watch it now. Probably tomorrow I'll do this first thing in the morning. But thank you, Farhad. Thank you to everyone who came here, Sharsh and let me see.
Aditya.
Yeah, everybody who came in and watched this stream. If you felt anything about the ending of Dear Friend, write in the comments. What did you feel about it? Were you okay with the way they ended it, or were you surprised and you wanted more answers, just like the friends of Tomino's character wanted some explanation? And keep subscribing, not just All Things Cinema, but also Popcorn Reviews, and I'll put the link in the description as well. So, once again, thank you so much, and we'll see you in a couple of days' time. Good night.
Thank you so much. Bye.